just to give you an overview, this physical body, if it has to be healthy, our energy body has to be healthy. Okay, so we in this 3 days we talked a lot about the physical body and different ways and techniques and procedures how we can make this physical body healthy. But this energy body, which is a software, also has to be healthy. So we have a very special person, Devi Mohanji. There's no way I can put her into few words, but I'll just give you a brief. President of Globally Active Charity Foundation, as well as Global Ambassador of Mohanji Foundation, which is doing a phenomenal work. With her own personal journey of war, hardship in early in life, she also had a near-death experience, which is the turning point for her. And she's the most senior practitioner in my try method, which is a profound method to clear deep cleansing and self-healing. So there's no way I can put her into words, but I'll let her do things for us or help us understand things for us. Very welcome, Deviji, that you could take time for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Garg, and all the amazing speakers and audience of this superb conference. I have to say I'm really impressed. You have really given like a plethora of knowledge and such a wide scope of different insights. I have been kind of joining in and out because of my other obligations, but what I heard, I resonate with deeply. And from my end, I would like to probably add this non-medical professional aspect, but nevertheless very important, based on my 8+ years of experience with Maitri method. So I'll first start with that, and I will introduce what this method is about, simply because there are so many different views and there are different methodologies. And I have been, ever since my near-death experience in the year 2000, I've been very intuitive. I always ask for inner confirmation, for anything that I aim to do, or simply follow my heart, right? And I've never been wrong. It never failed me. And I learned this, at the time when I worked in a kind of war zone area where my life was in danger every day. I witnessed the depth of connection with intuition, and just my life was saved several times. So I really trust it. And one thing was like, I've always wanted to be in the flow of energy and pass on the energy through my hands and be of help to people. But when I was living in Dubai, I noticed there was a group of practitioners of one of the methods. I don't want to name it because I don't want to be disrespectful, but it's a quite famous energy healing methodology, and I could notice that many of them were getting sick after some time. So I was not having a good feeling about this. I was saying, like, if you are aligned, with divine love, and if you're passing on the energy, you shouldn't be picking up from people. You shouldn't be getting sick. So that got me started on kind of this research, and I didn't get a satisfactory answer until I met Mohanji, who is my greatest life inspiration. He's got amazing insight that he kind of sources straight from the consciousness. So he's not educated in the terms of medical terms, but what he said, it's very cryptic. He always says very less, but very profound. And that is one of the proofs of the mastery of mind. That's why we have spiritual masters. So when we met in Dubai in 2007, he was still in a silence phase. He was still not coming out into the public. And I feel very blessed that, I witnessed all of it, and I was there to see how it all evolved. And on our path, everything just kept coming, kind of being downloaded from the higher consciousness. Different meditations. So one of the speakers mentioned the importance of gratitude. So if you send blessings to people, if you're grateful, it really changes your world. So one of the first methodologies that Mohanji received was this superbly powerful power of purity meditation that is available on mohanji.org website free of cost, and that's why I feel it's fair to share. I'm not selling a product. It's simply a meditation that transformed many lives. And we have many volunteers from around the globe who were touched by it and who then volunteered to translate it to their respective languages. So this meditation itself is like an internal bath. And I feel also in medical terms, this meditation puts you really in a position to unhook from negative karmic relationships or traps, because most of our problems actually are emotional in nature, because emotion is the glue of karma, right? So that's the insight I got. So first that meditation came, and that brought a lot of healing to so many people and transformed so many lives. Then the next major thing was this Maitri method. And it was very simple. Mohanji and I spoke with one lady who was doing another method, and she said she was invoking the masters of Shambhala, and only Mohanji kept coming. So she was jokingly saying, I may as well call it the Mohanji method because I see you coming, through the consciousness. You keep appearing in my sessions. And then it started like jokingly, and then it came to a point where he just suddenly spoke in that his typical cryptic style, and he just said, do it like this, this, and that. So we are literally simply passing on the energy through the major 7 chakras. Front side is removing the blockages from present life, from back side, from unknown past. I do believe in past lives, but I don't impose it on people. But we do notice that there's always more blockages on the back side because we have a much longer past than this lifetime. And there's a lot that we carry, and spine and central axis is actually the key area. So then after that, we do a cleansing of the, one hand will be on the crown, one on the root, and there will be a cleansing of the central axis. Another important point is the perineum. This is where you have like that sedimentation of heavy energy. And then key point that he gave was the following. He said that we do not have the right to touch the prarabdha karma. So that destiny aspect of karma, we don't have the right to touch. It's literally like a program, like a software that has to run. It's like divinely given. So if any healer interferes with that, because it's a program that has to run, it then goes to that healer, right? So that was the insight I was waiting for, and that then it all clicked. I understood. So he showed us a way to simply say, as much as it is karmically given, I do not play God here. I simply pass on the energy, and I'm an instrument. And there will be a huge change in the client, but we never promise 100% if you have a specific issue, 100% it will happen, because we always leave a possibility there may be prarabdha karma element in it. And if there is a prarabdha karma element, actually it is for your growth, because we know that sometimes certain illnesses have a deeper meaning why they happen. They actually, pain is a great teacher. I mean, there is a higher meaning for everything that happens in our life, a divine providence. It happens for us, not just randomly to us. So then when we started with this Maitri method, initially I was just passing on the energy. Then I started to see things, through the Agnya chakra, or it's a combination of sensing and seeing. And I could feel a higher self of that person, just from like an ocean of different impressions and messages and stuff. It would give you something of importance for that person at that moment in time. And it always showed to be very relevant. So that's yet another thing. And you can clearly, literally, you're like scanning the body, passing on the energy, and you can feel when some chakras are hungry. I sometimes compare it with breastfeeding, the way I felt when I was breastfeeding my child. It's like that, but it just kind of sucks through the palms, and I feel the heat, more heat in my spine, and more vibration on the forehead, and it just kind of nourishes that chakra to a point that it's kind of fed well, and then we go to the next one. So it's simple like that, and you can clearly tell which chakras are more depleted and which lifestyle changes need to be made. So each person is unique. That's why I do understand medical practitioners. It's very difficult to give one medicine to everyone. You know, it just doesn't work. That's why I'm a big proponent of holistic approach. You know, we need to hear the person. We need to understand deeper reasons behind their issues. You know, so very often in Maitri we also offer a compassionate ear and counseling, and it really helps them. You know, so it's really profound. And yet another thing that Mohanji gave us, he said only spiritual masters have access to Karana Sharira. You know, in this is we have physical body, astral body, and then this causal body, Karana Sharira, the most subtle layer. And this is where the seeds of painful impressions are stored, and they're literally programmed to sprout to the surface and manifest in our physical, emotional, mental, psychic life at some point. And that's why we see people change over time. Married couples see this. I don't know what happened to my husband. You know, he kind of changed. Well, we all do change, and we, to some degree, of course, not the basic traits. Because these painful impressions, they are programmed to pop out at a certain point. So let's say in another life, I was sexually abused by I don't know, a surgeon with in a specific colored, I don't know, green suit, or I'm just saying a doctor, I say, maybe not a good example, but I'm just randomly saying. So now in this lifetime, I'm fine. I will go to doctor normally. But when this impression popped out, I suddenly have a strange aversion towards a man in a doctor's suit, you know, and I don't know why. So these are the signs where things, you know, so we all have it at some point. Our habits change, our certain things we like or dislike change. So what Mohanji said, we do have the right to remove these seeds of painful impressions that actually don't contribute to anything, and they just create heaviness in our life, but not those that are of prarabdha karma. So I feel Maitri's main task actually is to go all the way to Karana Sharira and remove those seeds of painful impressions. So that that's why a client feels like some weight got lifted, you know, something changed. There's like, it's like a deep waters were healed, you know, something deep within was moved. And then there's more lightness, more enthusiasm. There's more connection with the self, more love, more compassion to others. So that's basically what is done. Over time, now we have hundreds of Maitri practitioners around the globe. So I'm among the first ones, but now I'm so happy that we do have so many people joining forward. It's free of cost to join, and but there's certain values that we follow. For example, we follow non-violence. We don't eat meat, even dairy. I stopped having dairy as well, considering what happens to the cows in the dairy industry. And you know from India just how powerful, sacred, important animal is the cow. It just gives and gives. And what happens today in these dairy and meat industries are totally not aligned with human values and compassion, you know. So I do not intake any toxins. I try as much as possible to detox. I don't eat gluten also. So I do resonate with the previous speaker who said that people don't have enough protein. Yeah, it's not a solution to not take enough protein, but there are ways. I don't want to go into that topic, but I personally, I can just share what I practice. I'm also a senior yoga practitioner. We have a Himalayan school of traditional yoga. I love to start my day with Surya Namaskar, you know, because it not only gives the exercise, it actually balances the endocrine system. And for ladies, for us, you know, it's of extreme importance, you know. And that morning sadhana is the most important thing on one's day. We have to start a day in an aligned way. So I practice Surya Namaskar, and depending on my time, I do more yoga, but I put it as a minimum. You know, if you put yourself a minimum, then you know you're going to do it. If you go overboard and put 2 hours of practice every morning, and then your mind will give you excuses, I can't do it. So I would recommend that. Of course, warm water with lemon or some tea, because we haven't had water the whole night. And I do my spiritual practice, which the summary, everything that I learned from Mohanji is always about central axis. This is like the key accent. We do a lot of charity. We have Global Charity Act Foundation in our IAFMCON in India. So we just celebrated 20 years of our charity. And what I learned is that charity is the best way to cleanse your central axis. And when you cleanse your central axis, you are opening the pathway to Kundalini rising. Right? And it's in a safe and aligned way. And that's why in all traditions, the accent is always given on selfless service. It really changes one's life. There's a lot of change on a karmic path. You shift more towards dharma, less of your karma, and the more you help other people, your own problems they kind of diminish or are less relevant. So it's a part of one's life philosophy. I do not take allopathic medicine, with all due respect. I practice Maitri and I take homeopathy because it doesn't have side effects. I do practice also some insights from Ayurveda and yoga. So this is my personal preference, simply to share. And in terms of central axis, I thought, because you had a lot of talking today at this conference, I thought I'll just give you a small experiential moment here to connect more with the central axis. It's a very simple technique, and you can do it every day. You can imagine it's like cleaning the chimney, right? So this breathing technique actually helps a lot. And it's very simple, and we use it very often before certain deeper processes that we do. Again, it all came to Mohanji when he started doing his sadhana very intensely. He said, I would just go into the spine. He has discovered that when your focus shifts from the outside world, it's like that powerful pratyahara, into the inner world, the key part is when you start connecting with your spine. In fact, it is the central axis. So Mohanji said, since emotion is the glue of karma, and if you use the example of a spoon, when it's held horizontally, by its shape, it's designed to contain liquid, right? But if you change its position and you shift it to vertical, even though the spoon is supposed to keep the liquid, nothing stays because it's now vertical. And this is the key insight, in my view, in how to live in a liberated way. Focus on your central axis, train yourself to feel it every day, to breathe up and down the spine, lean on a tree, feel the roots, start breathing up and down the spine. You will see that literally your Kundalini connects with the energy or Kundalini of the tree. There's so many powerful ways of now coming out of EMF and connecting to the nature, but I have not found the more effective visualizing or any technique than vertical breathing. So I felt rather than talking too much, I would just give you the experiential side of that, and then we'll see how much more time is left to talk more. Okay, so sitting with your spine straight. Simply close your eyes, relax your facial muscles. It's important to always relax our physical eyes, lower jaw, tongue. And then with one exhalation, just go down your body. Relax your shoulders, your hips, your legs, arms. Deep inhale and exhale. Take a moment to just feel your body. And we'll be doing this technique in 5 speeds. So if you have hypertension or some recent heart surgery or really serious heart issues, then you cannot speed up. You just do the first speed. But most people can do it. We always love to use golden light. Golden light is the most powerful frequency light. We know that all saints, masters have golden aura. This is that most refined frequency of unconditional love. So feeling or visualizing golden light above your head, is one thing. And then at the root of your spine, around it and in your pelvic region, just feel all the heavy stuff that you carry, like anxiety, stress, fear, guilt, all this heavy stuff. And you, in your mind, give it a color and a shape. It will be like a dark smoke. So our central axis is hollow, just like a chimney. So when we inhale, we bring the golden light through the crown, through the central axis, all the way to the perineum, the root of the spine. And then on the exhale, we exhale slightly faster, but we exhale that dark, heavy stuff through the chimney from the top of the head. Okay, so we'll just give that feeling and make sure you have golden light down and dark smoke up with every breath. So full concentration. So it will be very short. So I would like you to see the effect because it's very tangible. Okay, so let us do it. Inhale, golden light down. Exhale, dark smoke out. Just like through a chimney. Keep exhaling, dark smoke out. Slightly faster. 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 And super fast. Very good. Now relax. Breathe slowly and naturally. Notice what is your natural breath now. After just a bit of this super healthy hyperventilation, you can feel how your breath is naturally slow. And you can feel the prana, right? Slight tinkling sensations. Now just consciously invite golden light. And with the next inhale, feel how we have cleansed the central axis. So you can bring the golden light all the way down to your perineum and up. Now entire hollow space of your central axis, feel it being filled with golden light. And notice how you naturally go within yourself into that safe space. This is our stairway to heaven. Our Sushumna Nadi is our stairway to heaven. And the more we are compassionate and loving, the more we help people who are in much worse position than us, animals, Mother Earth, natural, without any breathing, central axis cleanses. Because we are all so deeply interconnected. That is the truth. We can just gently rub the palms, make them very warm. Place your palms on your eyes, relax your eye muscles. Let your eyes soak in that loving, warm energy from your palms.
You are on mute, Devi. Can you please?
Okay, you can now slowly open your eyes. I hope you have enjoyed the technique, and that was the experiential side. I use golden light a lot on my YouTube channel, DEVI MOHAN Official. You can find beautiful short yoga nidra, which I recommend before you go to sleep. I also have affirmations. I'm sorry, is the sound okay? There's something about an extra voice. Okay. So before going to sleep, I'm now shifting to my next topic, the alpha state of mind. Please be conscious of the content you receive into your system when you are drowsy and you are falling asleep. I'm sorry, I
It's fine.
don't have any problem with the audio.
It's going okay. It's fine.
Okay. So people who are sitting in front of TV and watching negative contents, and most of the content on TV is kind of tends to be negative, if you noticed, and you are falling to kind of drowsing and falling to sleep, please be aware this is going straight in. This is your most receptive alpha state of mind. It lasts approximately 3 to 5 minutes before you go to sleep. YouTube link, Devi Mohan official, and you will find, or just type my name, Devi Mohan, and short Yoga Nidra or affirmations. And you will find it. I've also used the two most powerful mantras that I know, which is the Gayatri mantra, really the most powerful, and Mahamrityunjaya mantra. So beautifully, when you cover your system with golden light, this is like the gentle induction into the alpha state of mind. And then covered with golden light, you listen to the mantras. Then it really puts you nicely into sleep and energizes you in a soothing way, simply aligns the whole system, right? Okay, so be conscious of the alpha state of mind and what you are receiving into your system. So as I said, as one of the previous speakers mentioned, please do not watch too much of screen light and the Blu-ray light intake before sleep. Really disrupts the pineal gland and secretion of melatonin. So I usually download the content. So from YouTube, you can also, there are ways to download the content. Actually, I'm gonna I could put a download link as well on the YouTube channel. That's my next, it's in my plan. But definitely put your phone on airplane mode because there's a signal from your phone going to the tower 900 times per minute. 900 times per minute. The phone is checking, are you hearing me? Am I hearing you? It goes back. So that EMF is really bad. Do not keep your phone next to your head or even 1 meter next to your head. Switch your phone to airplane mode and then put it slightly aside and play. Let's say if it's Yoga Nidra that I recommend. And just connect to yourself. Use the time before you go to sleep to calm down. Also, when you wake up, I recommended Surya Namaskar. You need to increase your heart rate. I do not agree it's enough to just go for gentle walks. So there was another speaker talking about HIIT, high intensity interval training. I totally agree with it. And for me, Surya Namaskar is one of the best because it covers all the muscles of the body. So early morning, do your bit of exercise, then calm down, and then do your meditation. Put an intention for your day, align yourself, and align yourself with the highest of values. I have personally seen people being healed from highest of trauma. I can give an example. One lady I know from Holland, she was abused as a child. She lived in an abusive family for years, and we know that these childhood traumas are the most difficult to heal. So when she came for Maitri session, we have done Maitri, we have done another MTM methodology also given by Mohanji. And then I felt the real healing came when she also joined our charitable work, ACT Foundation. And she's now she traveled to earthquake zones, she traveled to Ukraine. She's really done the actual healing through alignment with highest values, and by giving that support to those who are in a much worse position than herself. And that's what brings the long-term healing. right? So we know people who are abused, very often they go for sessions, but then it kind of comes back because the painful impression is too strong. It stays on. But if you are continuously in a position where you reaffirm the inner fullness by being the one who gives, the one who helps, that is what creates a long-term change. And that's why, for me, everything that we do holistically is aligned for living in a liberated way. I see a question about my NDE. Well, I have written a book. It's called Autobiography by Devi Mohan, Home for a Refugee. You can find it on Amazon, or Guru Light in India. Guru Light is the publisher in India. I've written the whole story there. It's a bit of a long story, but for me, it was an experience that really expanded my horizons. And for the first time, I felt myself out of the body in a full, what Mohanji later called 360-degree awareness state. And I was sent back to my body with a message. So it was not my time. But it gave me a lot of insight, and it really put me on my spiritual path. In fact, in a path of seeking intensely. At that time, I still couldn't find my path. But it's a beautiful story. I also have a series called My Journey with Mohanji on YouTube, which also shares quite a lot of this stuff. So yeah, I just have to check the time because I have a feeling that I don't want to cross my time boundary. But my message to you is understand that there is a reason behind any imbalance in your body. And there are ways to heal it holistically. But for me, the most important healing power is love. And that's why I also use golden light in yoga nidra, in meditation, because it really, really is powerful. If you just visit my website, devimohan.com, there will be a link about Maitri, about Yoga Nidra, and my book. So it's all there. I could now send 50 different links. So I'm really happy for anyone who has any question. You can write to me on devi@mohanji.org. And simply, live your truth, align yourself with your truth, with your higher values. We all have something to give and share. It took me time to really connect with what I'm here to do on earth, and I feel so blessed to have had Mohanji as my guide, to have had this path, to really align myself with that. And now I honestly have no fears or worries. Even if we had a third world war, I know who will be the one who will be going around helping people. I don't have a problem with any anxiety about past or future. It is time to go into depth of practice, alignment, and simply be there to share. And this is what I wish to everyone, to find your path and discover the higher meaning. That actually heals the illnesses more than anything. Yes.
Thank you so much, Devi, for taking out time. And then this is the right truth. And I think we all want to go there. And of course, I think when the right time comes, we will certainly be there. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and the right ways to live a healthy life.